Have you ever wondered about the history of the World Cup? It's a tale as riveting as the matches themselves, and it all began in the early 20th century. The inception of the World Cup, an idea that seemed almost impossible, was brought to life in the 1930s. It was a time when the world was trying to find its footing, recover from the Great War, and navigate the Great Depression. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was a beacon of hope, a global event that would unite nations through a shared love of football. The first World Cup tournament was held in Uruguay in 1930, a decision made by FIFA to honor the country's bicentennial of independence and its recent Olympic success. However, the journey to the first kickoff was not without its challenges. With the tournament being held in South America, many European teams found the transatlantic journey daunting. The financial strain and time commitment, coupled with the global economic downturn, resulted in the absence of several prominent European nations. Despite these obstacles, the tournament went ahead with 13 teams, 7 from South America, 4 from Europe, and 2 from North America. Over the course of 18 days in July, these teams battled it out on the pitch, each vying for the honor of being the first World Cup champions. In the end, it was the host nation, Uruguay, that emerged victorious. Their victory over Argentina in the final was watched by a staggering crowd of 93,000 spectators. It was an event that captured the imagination of people around the globe, setting the stage for what would become the most watched sporting event in the world. The inaugural World Cup not only marked the beginning of an international football tournament, but it also set a precedent for a tournament that would soon captivate the world. It was a testament to the power of sport in uniting people, transcending borders, and fostering a sense of global community. No one could have predicted the impact this tournament would have on the world, and how it would continue to shape our shared love for the beautiful game. The inaugural World Cup set a precedent for a tournament that would soon captivate the world. The World Cup, like much of the world, had to recover post-World War II. The first tournament after the war was held in 1950, in the land of samba and sunshine, Brazil. After a 12-year hiatus, the competition was back with a bang, introducing the Jules Rimet Trophy, named after the man who initiated this global football fiesta. The 1950 World Cup saw Uruguay clinching the title, defeating Brazil in a dramatic final that left the home crowd in shock. This match, known as the Maracanazo, is still etched in the memory of football enthusiasts worldwide. As we moved into the 50s and 60s, one country began to dominate the scene: Brazil. The Brazilians, with their unique style of play known as samba football, won their first title in 1958 in Sweden. The tournament was a showcase of Brazil's young talent, Pelé, who at just 17 years old, dazzled the world with his skills, and led Brazil to their first World Cup victory. The 1962 World Cup in Chile saw Brazil retain their title, becoming the second nation to do so. The tournament is remembered for the Battle of Santiago, one of the most violent matches in World Cup history, but Brazil's triumph overshadowed it all. Then came 1970 Mexico. This World Cup was a testament to Brazil's domination. With their attacking football and a team considered the best ever, Brazil lifted the Jules Rimet Trophy for the third time. The tournament was also the first to be broadcast in color, bringing the vibrant play of the Brazilians to life for viewers across the globe. From the Maracanazo to Pelé's rise and Brazil's 3 victories, the post-war era of the World Cup was a time of recovery, reinvention, and remarkable football. Brazil's dominance in the early years of the World Cup set a high bar for the tournaments to come. The 70s and 80s brought about a new era for the World Cup. As the world moved into the modern age, so too did the world's favorite football tournament. The 1974 tournament in West Germany marked a significant milestone in the history of the World Cup. It was then that the current World Cup trophy, a golden depiction of 2 human figures holding up the earth, made its debut. The tournament saw the host nation, West Germany, clinch the victory, much to the delight of their home crowd. 4 years later, the World Cup was hosted by Argentina. The tournament was shrouded in controversy as the host nation emerged victorious amidst allegations of match manipulation and political interference. Yet the captivating performances and the passion for football that was on display served as a reminder of why the World Cup is such a beloved event. The 80s continued to bring more excitement. Spain hosted the 1982 World Cup, which saw Italy take home the trophy for the 3rd time. This tournament is remembered for the brilliance of Italian striker Paolo Rossi, whose 6 goals led Italy to glory. Then came Mexico in 1986, hosting the World Cup for the second time. This tournament witnessed one of the most iconic moments in football history, the infamous Hand of God goal by Argentina's Diego Maradona. Argentina went on to win the tournament, marking their second World Cup victory. The decade concluded with the 1990 World Cup in Italy, where West Germany won their third title, defeating Argentina in a rematch of the previous World Cup final. It was a tournament of tight matches and defensive tactics, but the fervor of the fans and the thrill of the competition made it a World Cup to remember. From the introduction of the current trophy to memorable performances and controversial moments, the World Cup tournaments of the 70s and 80s were filled with history-making events. They brought the world together in celebration of the beautiful game and set the stage for the World Cup as we know it today. The World Cup had truly become a global phenomenon. The turn of the millennium saw the World Cup reach new heights. The year 2002 marked a significant milestone in the history of the tournament, as South Korea and Japan jointly hosted the World Cup. This was the first time the tournament was held in Asia, marking a shift in the global football landscape. This edition of the tournament was one for the books, with Brazil clinching their 5th title, a record that still stands unbroken. The Brazilians, led by the phenomenal Ronaldo, displayed a masterclass in football, reminding the world why they are often considered the heart and soul of this beautiful game. 4 years later in 2006, the World Cup returned to Europe, to the football-loving nation of Germany. Italy emerged as the champions, defeating France in a nail-biting penalty shootout and adding a 4th star to their jersey. But the story doesn't end there. Fast forward to 2010, and we're in South Africa, the first African country to host the World Cup. Spain, the artists of the football pitch, won their first title, marking a golden era in Spanish football. The next stop in 2014 took us to Brazil, the spiritual home of football. The tournament was a roller coaster of emotions, but it was Germany who emerged victorious, finally securing their 4th title after years of near misses. Then, in 2018, the World Cup made its way to Russia, a first for Eastern Europe. France, a mix of youth and experience, clinched their 2nd title 20 years after their first. From Asia to Africa, Europe to South America, the World Cup in the new millennium has seen it all. It has witnessed the rise of new champions, the redemption of old ones, and the unending passion of fans across the globe. As we moved into the 21st century, the World Cup continued to surprise and delight. As we look towards the future, the World Cup promises to continue its tradition of excitement and passion. The year 2026 is already shimmering on the horizon, and it promises to be a landmark year in the history of the World Cup. For the first time ever, the tournament will be hosted jointly by 3 nations, Canada, Mexico, and the United States. A true celebration of unity and shared passion for the beautiful game. The 2026 tournament is also set to introduce a new expanded format, featuring 48 teams instead of the traditional 32. This change is expected to bring about a fresh wave of competitiveness and excitement. With 16 more teams in the mix, we can anticipate a wider array of tactics, styles, and football cultures. Speculation is already rife about potential winners. Will the reigning champions be able to defend their title? Or will a new nation rise to the challenge and etch their name in the annals of football history? Perhaps a country that has never before tasted World Cup glory will rise to the occasion. The beauty of the World Cup is that it's always full of surprises. The expanded format also means more matches, more goals, and more unforgettable moments. We can look forward to thrilling encounters, spectacular goals, heartbreaks, and triumphs. The tournament will be a platform for emerging talents to shine and for established stars to further cement their legacy. The stage is set for an extraordinary spectacle. The anticipation is building, the teams are preparing, and the fans are waiting with bated breath. The World Cup has always been more than just a tournament. It's a global celebration that brings people together, transcending borders, cultures, and languages. So, let's gear up for a journey of excitement, passion, and unforgettable moments. Let's look forward to witnessing history being made, records being broken, and dreams being realized. No matter what happens, one thing is certain: the world will be watching. The World Cup has given us countless memorable moments over the years. From the inception of the World Cup, the tournament has been a theater of dreams, an arena where heroes are made and legends are born. Let's jog back in memory lane to some of these unforgettable moments. Who could forget Uruguay's surprise victory in the inaugural 1930 tournament, where they stunned the world with their prowess? Or England's triumphant win on home soil in 1966, a victory that still echoes in the hearts of every English fan. Then came the post-war era, marked by Brazil's domination. The Brazilians, led by the legendary Pelé, dazzled the world with their skill and flair, winning 3 World Cups in 12 years. Their samba style of play has since become synonymous with beautiful football. As we moved into the modern era, we saw the rise of new powerhouses. Germany and Italy, with their disciplined and tactical approach, carved their names into the annals of World Cup history. The new millennium brought its own share of surprises and excitement. Spain's maiden victory in 2010 ended decades of underachievement and etched an indelible mark in the tournament's history. And who could forget the fairy tale French victory in 2018, a testament to the rejuvenating power of youth. But the World Cup is more than just a football tournament. It's a global phenomenon that transcends borders and cultures. It's a celebration of unity, where people from all walks of life come together to share in the joy of the beautiful game. From its humble beginnings to its current status as the most watched sporting event in the World Cup's history is truly a tale of passion, drama, and the unifying power of football.